Hello everyone and welcome to JB's Total Gaming, where today I'm going to be taking a look at Mana Spark. So Mana Spark is a game by Behemoth Studios, not Behemoth. It is a small two-man team that sent me an email and wanted me to take a look at the game. It is a roguelite game. If you're not familiar with what that is, I'll try to put a link in the channel to a video I did on roguelite games and things I suggest. There are roguelikes and roguelites. A lot of them tend to involve randomly generated dungeons, permadeath, pretty hard, difficult gameplay, and then different items and things that you'll have. So between the randomly generated dungeons and the different items you'll come across, each run is going to be different, even though each run may be short, depending on how well you do. In general, I am really bad at these games, and I'm also trying to talk while doing this, so this is going to be super, super bad. Just be warned. And if I die too soon, I may just cut to another thing later where I'm a little bit later in the dungeon. So you can see there, I actually kind of like that animation when the guys chomp. So what I'm going to do here is show off a cool thing about the game. So one of the things the game advertises is cool interactions between enemies. So you saw what happened there. So this guy got up on the mount, and I was able to kill him there before he got up on a different mount. That's just one of the cool interactions. So you can have all kinds of cool things where enemies work with each other. You can also use enemies against each other. So like there's a mage that casts a kind of flame wall across the ground, and then you can lead enemies into it and things like that. So there are interactions that the enemies want to do and things, you can use to your advantage. In this game, while the combat is pretty simple, and actually let's go over real quick. So let's see if we get some food. We get some health up. So if we get some food later, that'll be nice, because I have already taken damage in the overworld. I haven't even gotten into the dungeon. Let's talk about the few things that I have potentially negative about the game. First I want to talk about the graphics and sound. So obviously they are not... a lot of games are like 8-bit inspired but updated, or earlier games inspired but updated, a game like Shovel Knight or something like this. This is truly like 8-bit style with the graphics and the sounds, kind of the MIDI sounds and whatever, and the look of it. And that's something that you're personally going to like or dislike. Now, before each new level in a dungeon, you can go to a shop. Each time you buy something at a shop, the cost goes up. There's not a lot of items in the game, but you do have some interesting choices, because you just pay once and then get 3 options. So we can get damage way up, but speed a bit down. Piercing arrow, that's kind of cool. I don't know, let's go poison arrows. You can get multi-arrows and things like that, and you really do have some interesting choices, even though there isn't a huge variety. The graphic style, I'm cool with it. The sound, I'm cool with it. Some people may or may not like that. That's going to be up to you. The one major negative I'm going to point out is I do like that you have the ability to use a joystick, but I'm going to show you real quick what happens with the joystick. So you can look in a direction with the joystick, and it brings the screen in that direction a little bit, which is great. A lot of games do things like that, like you're aiming that way. But when you're trying to walk and use this, it can feel kind of janky. It can feel like it moves maybe a little too much or a little bit too quickly. Now, again, this game is even just trying to get on Steam Greenlight right now. That is something that they can definitely change in the future. And honestly, if that's my biggest knock on the game, then, that's not too bad, because you can just play keyboard and mouse anyways. So I'm going to try to take out this wolf creature maybe, but I'm going to not take out the mage, because I want you to... that poison arrow is nice, because the mage is awesome. So here, there's the fire wall spell. And you notice you can shoot projectiles out of the air like I did there. He casts a fireball. He can also cast kind of like a triangle in front of him, like a cone of fire. I guess if you were playing D&D, it'd be a cone spell. So, there's what I will say positive about the game. So while the combat can seem kind of simple, I'm going to see if we take any more damage before I eat that food. Now watch this guy kill me. Those are kind of the negatives. The controller gameplay, maybe a little bit simplistic combat at first glance, but there's actually quite a bit of interactions and interesting things going on with the different enemies. You can go into a room and maybe I want to take out this guy. I can take out in one shot first, instead of going after these other guys. So especially when there's a lot of enemies, so we definitely want to, let's just hit this guy and leave. How about that? Nice. Poison arrows are nice. I like that. So, there's a surprising amount of interaction once you actually get into the game, and you do have... we've got more food left over? Yeah, let's go ahead and grab this food then, and then we have more if we need it before we leave the level. So a decent amount of enemy variety and enemy interactions. And, you know, when a developer says, like, oh, we have this AI and the enemies are going to do cool things, a lot of times you're like, yeah, sure. But no, in this case, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. For a two-man team, I like what I've seen of the enemy variety and the interactions so far. I haven't made it super far in the game. I'm sure there's things I haven't seen, but especially when there's a lot of enemies in an area, it can get pretty interesting. So again, we'll have an interesting choice here. So we can get food, so if we had low health, that'd be great. We can get multi-arrows with our... so both of these are multi-arrows. Yeah, so let's go ahead with that one. A few other little things, like I feel like these items are a little bit too big. I feel like the UI could be improved a little bit, the user interface. But overall, let me say what I enjoy about the game. I really like all the different enemy types and the different animations and the things that they have. I like the way that they interact. I've seen several interesting things so far. So while the gameplay is pretty simple, it's I'm intrigued by it so far. And like I said, the only stipulation that they had when they sent me an email to check it out was put a link to the game, which I will do that, and the demo is available right now for you to check out. Basically, they want people to check out the game. Hopefully, they'll want to put this game through Steam Greenlight, and they'll need votes of people who have played the game and liked it in order to be able to do that. So I will put a link in the description if you want to check out the game. I'm not going to get too far into the game before I end this video, and I'm going to pretend because I don't want to give any spoilers, but really it's because I'm terrible, and I've tried to shoot this a couple of times and died so early beforehand. And I will say this is a game... Oh, this is kind of cool interaction too. When you shoot these guys, if I can successfully shoot these. So this is the problem with the split arrow though. So like, it's nice, but it's also actually makes it trickier to hit. So they explode, and then that one will hit that one, and that one will explode. So you've already seen quite a few enemy types and some interactions already. So here's another one of those explodey guys down here. And I'm really impressed with that. So while the gameplay may be simpler than, say, Enter the Gungeon, and there's some similarities, a dodge roll that gives you a few iframes or invincibility frames or whatever, so I can shoot that one guy and he might blow up and kill the other guy, great. Overall, I feel like the combat, though, oh, I hit both of them, nice, is kind of tough but fair, well done. I'm not going to compare it to Dark Souls or anything like that, but it definitely has a combat that, you know, when I die, I tend to be like, yep, I screwed that up. Oh, these guys with the shields, I really, really hate them. Because, yeah, you got, and I always forget that they also have a ranged attack. Oh, several mages up here? Yeah, we're going to die, aren't we? You can take cover, so the tables don't block things, but the bookshelves do, which is kind of cool. Wow, and they flanked me. Yep. So, yeah, so here's a situation where, yeah, we're getting into a lot of guys, and mages are terrible. But can we get the... Oh, but the mages cast these spells, and if we can get people to... yeah, walk into them. Yes, yes. Yeah, so... while there are some things that could be considered simplistic, you may not love the art style. I do think the items need to be smaller. Overall, I'm actually having a fun time with this game, and I am impressed with the amount of interactions and things going on. So, like I said, go ahead and click on the link if you want to check out the demo of the game yourself. You know, try it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you plan on voting for it on Steam Greenlight, because hopefully this guy won't kill me before I can get to the food. Come on. Is he stuck? I didn't get the roll off in time. Yeah. So, yeah, I plan to do that. So you can see, you can actually save gifts of you dying and things like that. And this is actually a great part to end the video. I had food waiting for me. I just had to dodge roll, and I didn't. So anyways, that is Mana Spark, a game that at first glance is pretty simple, but has a decent amount to offer, and I've had a decent amount of fun with so far, and you can go check out yourself. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.